I had to stop my dancing in here because I know Jazz had cut the cameras on and had me all over the internet dancing and stuff.
I just missed you.
I'm glad that
I just missed you.
because I thought about
Boy,
it.
you was cutting
I
up. Boy, you
saw.
was cutting up.
I thought
said,
about it. I said,
"Ooh,"
no, you need to stop because Jazz over there ain't got his fingers
gotta stop.
on the buttons.
I gotta stop second guessing myself because
Mm-mm.
that split second,
No, sir.
I said, should I do this to G or not?
No, sir.
And I said, don't do that to G.
But
and
you
then
were
I
gonna
said, do it.
You were going to do it.
Yeah, but that split second, it allowed me to. I missed it
No, I
missed-
stopped.
because I missed it.
Oh, Lord. My peoples. Just
They
my
would have
people.
enjoyed that.
I know. That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped. What's happening, good people? It is Wednesday. Over the hump days in full effect. Right now, we're looking about several minutes after 1 p.m. And I am sitting here. I was actually waiting to start talking about an issue, but they had until 1 o'clock today to do it. So after 1 o'clock, I know that they're not going to wait. These gentlemen are not going to wait. What are you talking about? The owners of WBOK made it a point to tell attorney Justin Schmidt that he had until 1 o'clock today to make a public apology to the radio station, about his comments and the defamation that may have occurred during his comments. They gave him until 1 p.m. today. Was that such a conversation piece that he was having with Paul over at WWL television about what he said and all this other stuff? And did he respond? And was that a public apology, what he said? I can tell you from the ownership of this radio station, no. No. No, ma'am, no, sir. It was not. And I don't know if y'all got a chance to see the story yesterday on the news. So I'm telling everybody now, get on your Facebook Live. Get on your Facebook Live now. And if you got somebody that you know that's supposed to be on this, then you need to call them up and tell them, baby, get on it right now because they're talking about it. They're talking about this. Because this is going to end up being something that I think, personally, should be said, should be done. And the reason why? From what I can tell, maybe should say allegedly, there's a whole lot of lying going on. A whole lot of lying. But one of the things I wanted to make sure that everybody heard, because maybe it was during the maybe far within the reaches of the television program, the radio program, was the fact that there was a telephone call that was made to attorney Justin Smith by the ownership of the radio station, who was Troy Henry, one of the owners. And in that telephone call, I think that he made it very clear. He said, hey, I'm calling you out of my kindness, number one. And then number two, to find out what's the problem here. What problem do we have? And it ended up going south. That conversation started going south and went south pretty quick. Which actually I think took everybody by surprise. And it did. Took a lot of folks by surprise. Me included. Took me by surprise. Because I wasn't expecting it to go that way. Now, let's make something perfectly clear. All of this resonated because there was an interview that we conducted that evidently, I'll use that word, evidently or allegedly, Mr. Schmidt didn't like. And so for him to go in there and say, I don't like the interview, I would just prefer you to do that instead of demeaning the radio station and demeaning Oliver Thomas, the councilman. We do have that telephone call, and we do have what has happened so far. Well, what you talking about, Gerard? So far, I would say and go as far as saying that, and maybe I'm wrong, but let's go into the news story. Let me send this to you, Jazz. Because not only are we looking around and saying, and Jazz, I sent you the news story from Channel 4. I hope they don't have the ad blocker thing up no more. But as I watched it yesterday, and I said to myself, my regular conversation is, you got to watch how you talk about the guy that has the microphone. Because at that point in time, I have the ability to continuously just drag you through the mud if I wanted to. So the conversation piece that I know that he did not like was the interview we did with Jeffrey Vappy. And the reason why he didn't like that interview, and I'm just guesstimating this is not anything that I've asked him, so I don't know, but I'm guesstimating that the reason why he didn't like that telephone interview that we did with Mr. Vappy was because of the fact that his client, Ann Bro, is the lady that evidently took the pictures of Mr. Vappy and the mayor on the balcony across from her home. And she ended up being sued, or somebody was putting a restraining order against her, which was the mayor. And we all know how that turned out. So, of course, no one, and I'll make this very clear, there's probably no one else within this city, outside the city, around the state, around the world, around the way, whatever you want to look at it, that could have pulled that interview off, except us. Did it give you any exposure about the federal case or indictments or any of that? Absolutely not. That's not what we were doing. And I made that very clear. We're going to ask, but we already knew that we couldn't get that. But have you ever heard him speak before? Now, with that being said, I would also throw in there that jealousy from the other media entity is also prevalent in this whole mix-up. Well, what he means, Gerard, you trying to tell me that they wouldn't have took that interview if they would have got it? They would have. They would have took that interview, but they couldn't have gotten it. That show host, talk show host, could not have gotten that interview. And what was interesting is that he amened that entire demeaning of this radio station. He amened it. I don't need to call no names. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got it? You got the story? Nothing? Huh?
We having slow computer problems.
Oh. How come they always have slow computer problems or something happen right when we try to do something?
I don't know. I think that's a question for the Conspiracy Council.
Yeah. I mean, they need to come to the table, have a conversation or something. Tell y'all what we'll do, though. We'll take a break here, so we won't have to worry about that. We'll come back, and we'll get that show. That'll give everybody a chance to get on board. We'll try to reach out and give you all the details about how this thing has exploded to where it is now. So we'll play the Channel 4 interview from yesterday. We'll also play that part of what Mr. Smith said. I'll also read you all his text message to Wendell Pierce. Now, if y'all know Wendell, now you can imagine what Wendell said. But we'll read that too. Everybody hold tight. We got more to come up.
Hey y'all, it's Chef Bunny, and I'm the host of The Roo, where we will be discussing all things food and NOLA. You can catch me live on air Thursdays at 12:30 p.m., so check out what we'll be cooking up on WBOK 1230 AM.
New Orleans, this is Jamar McNeely, Chief Executive Officer in Inspire NOLA Charter Schools. I'm excited to invite you to an incredible event you don't want to miss. The NOLA Love, Inspiration, Advocacy Rally featuring legendary Bishop T.D. Jakes. Join us on September 6th at 10 a.m. at Xavier's Convocation Center as we come together to uplift our community, inspire change, and advocate for the future of our youth. This is your chance to be a part of something truly powerful. RSVP now at inspirenolaschools.org. We'll see you there.
It's no secret that in New Orleans, we love good food just as much as we love our community. So why not make groceries while supporting local food producers too? Crescent City Farmers Market hosts year-round, rain or shine, where you can buy the region's freshest in-season produce, dairy, meat, seafood, and more. Using SNAP benefits at our market is easy, and with Market Match, you can double your dollars. Yes, that's right. Swipe your EBT card and we'll match every SNAP dollar, doubling your grocery budget so you can purchase more fresh fruits, vegetables, and food-bearing plants. Check us out on social media and visit us at marketumbrella.org for dates and locations. See you at the market.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 1230 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Discover the Leah Chase School, NOLA Public School's first new direct-run traditional public school in nearly 2 decades. We offer excellence in math, science, English, and social studies, focusing on unlocking every child's potential. Every scholar receives a personal device, regular assessments, clear family communication, as well as transportation services in a nurturing, arts-inclusive environment. Secure your child's K through 5th grade slot today. Apply at enrollnolaps.com and embark upon a unique educational journey.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Check. WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. It's Wednesday. My number 504-582-9422. So a deadline was put into the atmosphere for this apology that was supposed to come from Attorney Justice Smith. What did he say? And what did he say to the owners? Let's go back to the story that was put together by Channel 4, WWL. Paul Murphy came over and kind of laid it out for everybody so they'll know. So let's go into it whenever you're ready. Oh, okay. All right. I had a conversation. Y'all want to play the telephone conversation first? No? You ready? Okay.
I asked for an apology because I find it slanderous and defamatory.
WBOK owners are demanding an apology after a New Orleans attorney suggested the radio station doesn't have an issue with criminal activity. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. Justin Schmidt represents a woman in a civil rights lawsuit against the city.
Paul Murphy reports Schmidt's comments came after the mayor's former bodyguard appeared in an hour-long interview on WBOK.
A battle on the airwaves is brewing in New Orleans. It all started when Mayor LaToya Cantrell's former bodyguard, Jeffrey Vappy, appeared in an hour-long interview on WBOK.
Having a conversation with us right now is the man of the hour, Jeffrey Vappy, who is on the phone with us.
Vappy now faces federal charges for allegedly having a romantic relationship with the mayor while on the clock. The WBOK interview made plenty of headlines, and it came up during another interview on WWL radio.
He's just gonna continue to be in denial that there was something done wrong.
That's Justin Schmidt. He represents the woman who took this picture of Cantrell and Vappy dining together on a French Quarter balcony. Schmidt is suing the mayor and others, claiming they violated his client's civil rights. During the WWL radio interview, Schmidt also had this to say about WBOK.
I've listened to WBOK long enough to know over the years that they don't have a problem with some certain things that are downright criminal. I mean, activities. I think it's part of the whole, we're due this. This is entitlement.
Businessman Troy Henry is a co-owner of WBOK.
I reached out to him to let him know that I thought that WBOK was, one, being unfairly represented, and that we warranted an apology.
He said for 75 years, his radio station has given voice to the voiceless in New Orleans.
He had no intentions on apologizing. He was very dismissive, and I didn't take kindly to that because I felt like, he didn't understand the level of damage that he was inflicting on my employees and staff.
Co-owner and actor Wendell Pierce agrees.
But I'm not going to let anyone go onto the airwaves and just say that myself, my company, my partners are complicit in criminal activity. And I didn't appreciate it. I found it defamatory.
WBOK owners have given Schmidt until Wednesday to issue a public apology. They say if one is not received, they will likely pursue both legal action and a bar complaint against him.
What he is implying is you are aware of criminal activity and it's okay with you.
In a statement to WWL Louisiana, Schmidt said in part his comments were taken out of context and, if Messrs. Pierce, Henry, and Jeff Thomas construed my comments to suggest that they were criminals, I do sincerely apologize for this misunderstanding. That was not my intention. By the way, as I told him yesterday, I do very much enjoy Mr. Pierce's acting. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
While we share the same call letters, WWL Radio and WWL Louisiana are not owned by the same company, but we do have a content sharing partnership.
All right, there you go. So, with that being said, I'm trying to give you all the information so that I can go ahead on and tell you where we are with this, which is very interesting. So last night, as I am watching this on the news, my phone's blowing up with folks talking about it. But what was interesting, and I asked for a copy of it, so I do have a copy of it. There were text messages that were being thrown about as well. But before I read this text message, because I have it, I want to play the telephone call that Troy Henry placed to Justin Schmidt after those comments were made on the other station. All right, here we go.
I'm one of the owners of WBOK.
Yeah.
So I just got a copy of the transcript of, I guess, your interview with Newell Norman.
Uh-huh.
And we're a bit disturbed about the references that you made to regarding WBOK and the things about criminal activity. I don't know if you remember what you said. I mean, I got the transcript here, and it.
Go ahead and read it to me, Troy. You know, this is retaliatory. Go ahead. You do whatever you need to do, Troy. Don't waste my time now.
Wait a minute. Are you you saying I'm being retaliatory? Is that what you're saying?
You don't like what I did with your gas station, so you're pissed off at me. You're going after me for something.
What are you talking about? I don't even. Do I know you? What gas station are you talking about?
Okay. What do you want?
I think you owe WBOK an apology.
What? I didn't say BOK was criminal.
What you said?
I don't even think I used the word criminal about that.
Yeah, well, let me, and you can go back and listen online, but
read the transcript, Troy.
It says maybe it's a slap on the wrist, but I think there's a bigger issue here. I've listened to WBOK long enough to know over the years that they don't have an issue with certain things that are darn right criminal, and I mean criminal activity. It's part of the whole quote. We're do this.
I'm talking about Oliver Thomas. I'm talking about Oliver Thomas will think it's fine for it's fine for the city to apply the laws to the city and to some people and not to others, Troy. There's nothing in there that's even close to being, you go ahead.
No, you didn't talk about Oliver Thomas, and you said, I mean, it's entitlement.
Thomas works for WBOK, doesn't he?
He's one of our on-air talents, yeah.
Does Oliver Thomas get a paycheck from WBOK?
No, he doesn't.
He's never gotten a paycheck?
He has, but he doesn't.
Okay. Then that's all I'm talking about.
So, but help me.
Now, Oliver VOK has a radio show, or he used to, on your radio station.
Yeah, he's still an on-air talent, but not paid.
Why don't you have Wendell Pierce call me instead of you? Okay? I have no time for this. This is.
I called you out of decency. All right, now I tried to be reasonable with you.
There are certain things that go on in the city that WBOK has no problem with that are illegal.
Like what? What does WBOK have a problem? What illegal activity is WBOK involved in?
I'm talking about, you go talk about merchants in the quarter and businesses, people trying to side hustles and everything.
What? So we report the news. Yeah, of course we do. What are you saying? We shouldn't do that? You're entitled to something you shouldn't be reported on? Is that what you're saying? We shouldn't report the news? Or only WWL should report the news? Is that what you're saying? I called you nicely. But if you're going to be an ass, let's be an ass.
Propaganda for years, okay?
Excuse me?
You're calling me wasting my time on this. I'm on vacation.
I'm calling you because I called you out of common decency, okay? Now, if you want to go there, we can go there.
Either put up or shut up, okay?
Okay.
I think so. You either file suit against me, and then you've got a problem because you're trying to stifle my constitutional rights.
I'm not trying to stifle your constitutional rights. What I'm trying to do is tell you,
There's no defamation in there.
Yeah, you defamed WBOK is what you did.
Somebody else is trying to knock me down, that's fine, Troy.
I'm trying to knock you down, dude. You came out of nowhere. You came out of nowhere. And you brought up WBOK. You initiated this.
And he hung the phone up. He hung up on him. So, he said he didn't want to talk to Troy. He wanted to have Wendell Pierce to call.
He's starstruck.
So, Wendell Pierce called him. And he was trying to talk to him. But that ended up going foul. So there's a text message that I just happen to have. It says, Mr. Pierce. This was given to Wendell. This was sent to Wendell. Justin Smith here. As I explained to Troy Henry, I'm on vacation and really have no interest in speaking to you or your partners. Please stop bothering me. P.S. I do sincerely enjoy your acting, at least most of it. And Wendell sent him back a reply that said, you requested that I call you. And then said, no, Troy's just too stupid to appreciate sarcasm.
You know what's funny with me? What's funny to me? People that think they so smart that they could use verbal gymnastics to get out of anything. And most of the times, those people make themselves look even stupider in the end.
Stupider?
Stupider.
You made that.
Yeah, he's that stupid that he deserves a word made up for him. Stupider. First of all, he know what he said. You know what I'm saying? He know what he said. Stop trying to backpedal like you didn't say that.
Well.
And second of all, right? When you ask for, when you say have someone call me, and they call you, don't act like you don't know what they're talking about. You ask, you say why doesn't the you wanted to talk to the other dog, so the other dog called you, and now
the other dog barked loudly.
Yeah, and now you're mad. You thought that you was gonna get a timid actor or something. You know what I'm saying? No, man. Oh, you're gonna get the exact same thing from somebody that feels like you disrespected them.
So, last night.
They lucky they ain't unleash me, because I got some choice words.
Yeah, keep them to yourself.
I am.
Okay. So last night, as I was watching the television, the phone rang, and it was Troy Henry. And he said some very choice words himself.
Yep.
And
I'm sure.
And stated that if there was not an apology to the radio station by Justin Smith, that there would be a lawsuit by 1 o'clock today, and they would be filing a bar complaint. There is no other apology that came out. So,
yeah, because that thing that they called that, I don't even.
The other thing they said on the news, that was no apology.
Yeah, well, that was more verbal gymnastics.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I just happen to know the attorneys and the attorneys' offices, and I wanted to give them ample enough time to do whatever they needed to do if they were going to file this bar complaint and the suit. I needed to give them ample enough time. So I think what I did was be patient, let everybody know how this has proceeded and what has gotten to be a cluster, you know what?
Say what?
Yeah. And the fact that privilege is a beast, ain't it?
Boy. And you know what? That's what this all comes down to. Because though Schmidt Schmidt is in the crosshair, if you ask me, he's not the villain. And I'll keep my mouth shut on that one because I got my eyes aimed way higher.
Well, I think he is. I'm with you.
Yeah.
There might be a culprit with the villain.
So in this,
that allowed the villain to go forward.
Yeah. So does that make him a culprit, or does that make him the main villain?
That makes him inclusionary.
Inclusionary.
I made that up.
Yes, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
But what that does is shows you, because just like I know, anybody that is the hostess of a show,
they control the flow of everything,
and we have the ability to say, "Hey, calm that down.
Calm that down.
Can't do that," or let's keep that to yourself. Let's move on.
Or you leave the floodgates open.
Yes.
And it was flooding.
Oh, baby. It was Hurricane Betsy flooding. So, as I was having the conversation with Troy, I heard him say, "We're not playing." Because I don't think that he understands. Well, maybe he does understand. And that is, you could be hurting my business by saying that we are involved in criminal activity.
Or even condone.
And even condoning it. Right. Now, the other thing, too, that I was going to do, and I think that I owe him this, he may not want to. I think I should give Oliver Thomas the opportunity to speak on this. Because at the end of the day, to me, Oliver was the innocent party. He didn't do anything wrong. And anything that may have happened with Oliver, with his past, I really feel that one thing that is wrong with this America that we live in is the fact that so many people will tell you, "Oh, we're the America of second chances. We second chance. We give you second chances. We give you second chances." But we have idiots, not calling nobody by name, that don't believe that they don't make mistakes and that they're the ones that are saying and making the judgments on people. But yet you can't tell me at no point in your life have you never made a mistake. Never. How big it is or how small it is, everybody has got somebody in their family. If it ain't you, it might be you that has done so. So guess what? We definitely are going to call the folks that we need to talk to make sure that we get this talked about. All right? What you say, Shed? Cedric?
Now, I believe the WBOK family should follow y'all lead as well as the owner's lead, because this is bigger than WBOK. This is constant disrespect to black people. Now, I want to know, what are we going to do as a WBOK family? It's just constant disrespect, be it that channel, be it what the other channel did to Mr. Singleton. What are we going to do now? You know what I mean? And honestly, to the former sheriff, I'm going to make it a point tomorrow to call his show, because we know that what makes you different from a Councilman Oliver Thomas. I tell you what makes you different. And Shedrick Roy Jr. is saying it. You got a different paint job. You're white. You were able to get a phone call where you could step down before you lost your retirement or before you were taken down by the federal government. Oliver Thomas, as I close, keep your head up. To the owners of WBOK, to your radio show, Gerard, we support you. And just let us know what we need to do. And that's it. And this is a wake-up call for the city of New Orleans. How many times we're going to be sick and tired of being sick and tired? This should be the shifting. This should spark the shifting that's needed here in New Orleans for black people. Thank you.
All right, Sid. Thank you, brother. 504-582-9422. That is the number. I just think that privilege is a beast. Like, we not going to say nothing. Like, we're going to be Mr. Charlie and sit by the door and listen to what I have to say. And the arrogance of don't waste my time. The arrogance of I'm on vacation. The arrogance of calling a prominent businessman stupid. You're just too stupid. And then have the audacity to sit up there and say, I took it out of context. Really? Taking it out of context? How do you call somebody stupid or tell them that they're just too stupid to realize something and you calling it taken out of context? I'm not understanding.
That's part of that white privilege where they think that they could say whatever they want to say and mental and verbally gymnastics their way out of it and make it all good. But it don't work like that. The days of that ended decades ago, brother.
Well, that to me is Uncle Charlie bullcrap. Or yes, some bullcrap. Because that is something that
but I mean, the city is what the city is, and I fault the city for allowing these type of people to believe that mindset and mind frame is still valid in 2024.
No, you can't blame the city. You know why? Because most of the city that way.
No, I'm talking about it's deeper. It's deeper. I'm talking gentrification. I'm talking all that.
And one of the things that I did do was go and try to figure out what was that about, what was going on, and then research, him. I was like, why are you in a civil or criminal case or whatever filing suit, and then your background is just real estate?
Because it was put up by somebody else.
You're a real estate attorney. All you do is shuffle papers. You are not a criminal defense or a civil litigator. You are a real estate attorney. But maybe it's me. All right, Reverend Calhoun. Hey, sir. What's going on?
I can't say, Gerard, I'm just listening at your thought pattern. But don't you think this is way more conspiratorial than what we see on the surface here? Isn't this the same little group of people that organized and orchestrated the recall? These folks look like they have a hurt. They're out to hurt any type of black leadership in any area. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that's kind of what I see going on here.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you probably went a little bit further in how you felt about it, but I'm thinking to myself, what has this got to do with Oliver? What does got to do with an interview? What does that have to do anything? But for what reason? Because y'all couldn't get the interview?
That's part of it. But then when you got to have something to complain about or someone to complain about, like you say, Oliver was not involved at all, right?
Nope.
And it shocked him it completely shocked him when he was told Oliver don't get paid.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
understand something from this side of the fence. From this side of the fence, did you ever say the same thing with Landry? Or did you say the same thing with, let me say, Jindal? I didn't even go as far as the Democratic governor. You know, all of them had radio shows. Did you?
Yeah.
And they were getting paid by big business.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But my point is, they were elected officials on a larger scale. But did you have that same complaint about them?
Well, again, he wasn't interested in something. And to me, it was more like he wanted to hear a celebrity voice, his regard for Wendell Press. Have Wendell call me.
Right.
I don't understand
and
that.
You heard him say it. You heard him say it, right?
Yeah.
Had Wendell call.
Yeah.
Well, Wendell called him, and then he went straight off, and then called Troy stupid, and said,
I don't know if you want that. I understand he's kind of a big fella, but you don't want Troy to slap him, no.
yeah, boy, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
that's gonna be interesting. So,
but I love the way Troy, Wendell, and Jeff has handled the situation with the integrity and with poise. You know what I'm saying?
And in a statement, he said that Jeff misconstrued his words. Jeff published the words verbatim.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. His legal talents does not seem to be really that good.
Nope.
Because he should at some point knew what he was doing, was saying was wrong.
Yep.
But again, Sid Newell Norman had corrected that.
Yes.
On air.
Yes. But I mean, probably Newell probably a little sour with us too.
You're a little closer than I am.
Hmm?
You're a little closer than I am. So WWL Radio has doubled down on this. They pulled the Donald Trump on it.
Have they doubled down on it? No, we haven't engaged them on it at all. Well, we don't need to.
So you haven't heard the station itself has not
made a statement.
Reached out saying nothing.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope. Not a word.
That's interesting.
Not a word.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Because generally they'll say something to the effect that his statements does not reflect that of the...
Right. But when you have the person that is the host has the authority to shut something down or say, hey, we can't do that. Let's move on. You know, shut it down, shut it off, shut it down. You have that capability of moving that person on that you don't want saying those types of things that could be blasphemous on the air, because then even though that you say it and you don't say anything about it and you amen it and let them go on, you could be held liable too. It's just like somebody called me and get all worked up and start cussing. You know, it's my job then at that point to say, hey, you can't do that. You know, shut it down.
Right.
So.
It just seems strange to me that they look like doubling down on this instead of saying that, yes, it was said, and, you know, we apologize. And I mean, something coming from them.
Yeah.
But like you say, I think there's a level of disrespect that's out there for black leadership, period. I don't care if it's a radio station, male or female.
I agree.
Seems like they want, I don't know. But anyway, Gerard,
I agree with you.
I'm a just listen and just, you know, see what happens.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I got to call the law office to see if they filed the suit. I'm going to reach out for Troy as well. So.
Okay.
It'll be interesting. Thank you, sir. All right, Ram. Talk to you later.
I'll talk at you later, G.
All right.
I just want to be clear. Troy will not be slapping anybody. Definitely he will not be slapping anybody.
Why not?
because I'm first on the list.
To be slapped or doing the slapping?
Volunteer list.
Oh, no. Let him be the first one.
No, he don't need to slap nobody. He don't need to slap nobody. Let me go and slap it.
No.
I'm here to slap it.
Don't nobody want to see you. I want to see him.
Yeah, he the boss.
That's even better.
No.
It's a boss slap.
No.
You ever heard you ever had a boss slap? Yeah, had a boss slap? Boss slap hurt worse.
The boss don't need to be slapping nobody.
Let him slap him.
Boss don't need to be slapping.
I'm going to punk him up. Go get him, Troy.
This is a situation for a hired slapper.
Slap the titty off his face. Slap the nipple off him.
Ooh.
Slap the nipple.
That thing.
No.
It's
Later, slap the nipple off him.
Guacamole.
All I got to say is, there you go. All right, let's take the break because we're going far. More coming up, folks. Everybody who's tight, we'll take the break and we'll come right back. Kingfish, hold on, bro.
New Schools for New Orleans wants to send a huge shout out to our teachers, school leaders, and students in NOLA Public Schools. We see you, we hear you, and we applaud your efforts. Be sure to tune in every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m. for Talk That NOLA Education.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
A message from the community scientist. Do you live or work in St. James, St. John, St. Charles, Ascension, Calcasieu, Baton Rouge, or St. Bernard parishes? If so, it's important for you to understand objective information about 1,3-butadiene, volatile organic compounds, methane, and mercury, and how they impact your health and the natural environment. The Community Scientist is a service program of Rise St. James. Learn more at risestjames.org.
Discover the Leah Chase School, NOLA Public School's first new direct-run traditional public school in nearly 2 decades. We offer excellence in math, science, English, and social studies, focusing on unlocking every child's potential. Every scholar receives a personal device, regular assessments, clear family communication, as well as transportation services in a nurturing, arts-inclusive environment. Secure your child's K through 5th grade slot today. Apply at enrollnolaps.com. and embark upon a unique educational journey.
All right, folks, welcome back. All right, thanks for holding. Kingfish, what you say?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good.
Gee, look, this is what I don't understand. Couldn't we, as the people, get a lawyer and file suit against this lawyer?
It's already being done. It's already being done.
Couldn't he do that? Could we do that?
No, the owners of the radio station.
We couldn't file against him for spreading false evidence against Oliver. What Oliver had to do with that?
Nothing. He's a public official, though.
But what I'm understanding, our thing to push back, what's the best way we could push back? By not going to Burger King, McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken? What that people have to do?
Letting all the advertisers know that y'all not happy with what they did.
What we need is somebody that's on this radio to leave the people know. See, because I'm visually impaired. I don't do nothing but listen to WBOK all day, every day. I'm the voice on the street, and that's one thing. The voice don't be brought to people on the street. The street knows it. See, all this stuff that's happening now, what about these people that try to get the mayor put out of business? Mr. Poon, what happened to him? And that young lady, what happened to her? You know what I'm saying? All this is a slap in our face. But look like to me at this time, people like that could kind of help us, but look like they're still against the mayor. What the mayor got to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand this. But I just want to ask you, what can the street people do? We ready?
Well, I think the first thing.
Dancing.
So let me answer you. Let me answer you.
Stop bringing
Let me answer
bringing
you.
the second line in their neighborhood where they make all the money.
Kingfish,
and they
let me
stop us
answer you.
from making the money.
You asked a
And
question.
one thing, I'm gonna let you go.
No, let me answer
I want
you.
you to play this back.
Can I answer you?
What did he have to say about
Can I answer you?
The crime in the
Kingfish?
quarters?
Can I answer you?
Yeah, answer me.
Okay. First thing that I would say is sit back and wait. Because the first thing that has to be done is there's a lawsuit that's going to be filed against the attorney.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Second thing is there's not only just a lawsuit for defamation, you also have a bar complaint. Third thing is there was supposed to be an apology that was given to the radio station by 1 o'clock today, and it was not done. Fourth thing, they have the right at their radio station to do whatever they want to say and say whatever they want to say if it's not legalities about it. So they're finding out well, there's some legal entities over there that may have also been in a problem too. So until we give you the notice, just sit back for a minute. Just for a minute. That's all.
Okay. Because we're ready.
I got you. I see you ready.
We ready.
I see.
We ready.
I already saw you.
I got my Desire Street family ready. They just want to know when
I'll
and
let
where.
you know. We're going to let you know.
All right. Okay.
But pay attention. Just keep paying attention. All right?
Gotcha.
I appreciate
All
you.
right.
Love you much, brother. Thank you.
Love you.
All right. Well, Kingfish ready to cut somebody. Go on, Kingfish. Put that blade away for a minute. We're about to cut some people bleeding out on the floor. We'll take the break. We'll reach out. We'll find out. Was that lawsuit filed? More coming up, y'all. News is next.
WBOK 1230 AM New Orleans, home of the Reality Check, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. In Nevada, a Clark County judge is delaying the trial of the man accused of orchestrating the murder of African-American rapper Tupac Shakur. Tuesday, the trial of 61-year-old Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was rescheduled to next March. Davis's attorney requested the delay. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson says the High Court needs to be prepared to respond to this year's presidential election. The African-American justice told CBS News there are legal issues that arise out of the political process that could end up before the Supreme Court. People are getting set to hit the road for Labor Day weekend. AAA reporting domestic travel during the last holiday weekend of the summer could jump as much as 9% compared to last year. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
New Schools for New Orleans wants to welcome all of our teachers, school leaders, students, and families back for the 24-25 school year. In addition, we want to send a big shout out to our education community for all of their hard work this past school year. Orleans Parish improved students' learning mastery plus by 2 percentage points since last school year. Also, New Orleans Public Schools grew 3 percentage points in the areas of English language arts and math in all grade levels. Let's continue to make more academic gains this school year.
All right, folks, welcome back. All this to hoodoo. More than anything else, we just want to make sure that we get it in and let you know. So you're on vacation. Good for you. But it's apparent to me that there's a level of privilege and that level of privilege has also had folks feeling that they could say and do just about anything and everything. So what does that mean? What does that mean? To me, it means your whole I'm just gotten to the point where I'm just looking around and just saying, are you surprised? Are you? I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to the audience now. Are you all surprised? 504-582-9422. Are you all surprised? Are you all surprised? And let me make sure that I send it out here and say it right. You'll call back? Okay. It's not that I'm surprised. And it's not so much that I'm pissed off. Look. There are several things that we need to realize. Your expectations and my expectations are to hold everybody in respect. If it's business and professionalism, that's what you expect. And you want to make sure that they know that respect isn't something that's just given on a one-way street. That's a two-way highway. And respect is not something that is just given. Respect is earned. The last thing you want me to do is get on the air and give out everybody your telephone number. Mr. Justin Burton Smith. Because the last thing you want everybody doing is leaving these messages on your telephone, on your voicemail or your answering service. Because you don't want me to give out that 504-584-5454 number so that everybody can call you. Let me say that again. What you don't want me to do is give out your telephone number, which is 504-584-5454. Because you don't want everybody calling your telephone number and all those folks complaining and letting you know that they don't appreciate you disrespecting this radio station. So you don't want me to give out your 504-584-5454 number.
Yeah, please make sure you don't get that number out.
I'm not going to give out that 504-584-5454 number. Not gonna do it.
Make sure you don't.
I'm not. Do I need to make another pledge?
Oh no, just make sure you.
I just should.
You doing what Norm should have did and stop the buffoonery before it gets started.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you please let's not do that. Please let's not do that.
'Cause I'm just saying.
I feel you.
Because I can imagine how your other partners are feeling right now. Because they got other
Harvey Dent got partners.
Hmm?
Harvey Dent got partners.
Yeah.
I mean, not Harvey Dent. My bad. I'm calling him Harvey Dent. Justin Schmidt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not Harvey Dent. My bad. I've been watching Batman. You know that was Two-Face.
The law firm is Brazil, Sage, and Wilson LLP. The New Orleans office. Yep. He's a real estate attorney. He's not no criminal, civil, none of that. So I'm like, how did he even get into this?
Yeah, you know. He kind of like comes off as somebody that, you know, searching for something to be good at, you know, trying to put his nose in the, you know, like he was like, even on the conversation, it seemed like he felt played because Troy didn't know who he was about the gas station thing. Like Troy was like, "Hold on, do I know you?"
Like, do I know you? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, whatever, Troy. Yeah, that sounds like somebody that's looking for, you know,
looking for a fight.
Yeah, or mad because you don't know him and feeling that you're supposed to know him. Dog, nobody know you.
And Troy called him, and he was saying that it was retaliatory. And Troy said, "I'm not retaliating.
Right.
You started this.
Right.
I'm calling you in reference to WBOK. What are you talking
And you
about?"
trying to bring up gas stations
Yeah,
and
he's
all
like,
this.
"Do I know you?"
Like what?
So Troy told me, he said he had his folks to go back and research and look at some of the, you know, maybe lawsuits or some of that, you know, slip and falls or whatever, asking did he have anything to do with it. And his folks researched and said no, they couldn't find his name
See
at all.
what I'm saying? See? Verbal gymnastics, bro. Verbal gymnastics. He flipping all around. He flipping and.
So I'm not doing, you know, I was thinking about it, but I just said, no, I'm not going to give everybody that 504-584-5454 telephone number.
Please do not.
Yeah.
Please do not. Please do not.
So that they would call and complain.
No, you see how that happens? You say, you tell a person not to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to tell them, hey, man, you got to say it just like this to them, too, you know. You got to make sure that they understand and hear you correctly. So, you know, you just tell the person, hey, man, look, I appreciate it if you don't call them people and tell them, you know, or tell the people that's listening to you, you know, to not call that 504-584-5454 telephone number so they ain't going to be, you know, calling them folks and complaining about Justin Smith, the attorney that said something bad about
What's his name?
Okay, Justin Smith.
Oh, I gotta get that right. It's not Harvey Dent.
No, it's not.
Justin Smith.
It got a dent, all right, but it ain't Harvey.
Oh.
I'm trying my best not to laugh.
I'm you know what? I'm about to just turn my mic off.
That's all right.
No, it's not all right, because the more and more this goes on, the closer and closer I'm gonna get to taking the muzzle off.
You know what's interesting though? I'm gonna throw this in here. It's what the other side does not expect from you. If the other side has the audacity that you're not supposed to answer their idiotic messages or what they're saying. It's almost like, who do you think you are to call or talk to me? Even though that they said some craziness, I'm not supposed to defend myself. It's like I'm not supposed to defend myself when you say something crazy. That would seem to me to be idiotic for me to just let you sit there and tell somebody or say something about me and not defend myself or defend my business. And if I don't defend my business and you hurt my business, that's defamation. So we placed the call already to find out, is this going any further? I can guarantee you that it is, but you don't need to hear it from me. You need to hear it from the horse's mouth. And I'm to the point now where I'm like, okay, listening to this, and then to write a text message down, and the text message was crazy. He asked to talk to Wendell Pierce, and Wendell Pierce called him. And he said, I'm on vacation. What are you calling me for? I appreciate if you stop calling me. He's like, and Wendell went, dude, you asked me to call you. And then they send a text message back that says, well, evidently Troy didn't understand. He's too stupid to understand sarcasm.
Damn, Harvey. Why you? Oh, man, I keep calling them Harvey. My bad, bro.
You called the man stupid.
Stop calling people out their names, bro. Harvey.
You called the man. That's Justin.
Oh, my bad.
You got it wrong again?
My bad, Mr. Dent. Oh, that was lightning.
That was lightning?
Yeah.
That's what that was?
I'm channeling. I'm channeling.
I just saw the flash. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it's thunder and lightning. I'm channeling right now.
Okay. That was Jesus-like.
It's the I and I. It's the I and I in me. They playing with the. They playing with the wrong.
That was Jesus.
They playing with the wrong one.
Oh Lord Jesus. So I've gotten to tell you, and I got to tell you this. All of this because you mad for an interview. That's Troy?
Yeah, it's Troy.
Yeah. But they mad because of an interview.
I'm just saying.
That's interesting.
That's petty.
That's it. Joining us now, we got Troy Henry on the phone with us. Mr. Henry.
Hey, G, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Can't complain.
I had to go a little bit further. Did you get your apology?
Oh no, we didn't get anything. We got that statement that we saw this guy did. That wasn't an apology. It was, I don't even know what it was.
That was on television, right? With Paul Murphy, right?
Yeah, but that was only a partial. That wasn't the full statement. I don't know if I thought. Did you? And I apologize. I wasn't listening. G, I was in a meeting.
I understand.
So did you? Did you read the Paul Murphy statement that he said?
Yes.
Oh, you did.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't consider. I already talked to my partners. None of us consider that an apology, not only to us but also to the WBOK team and its listeners and its on-air and off-air talent, as well as So we're in the process now of we've already started our other ball to go into motion. So everybody makes decisions and we respect his decision, and we disagree with it. So we'll do what we got to do.
That text message that was sent and had to do with Wendell, that was pretty crazy as well.
Oh yeah.
And he requested to talk to Wendell.
Well, you heard it like I heard it, and he said he was just being sarcastic, I guess, But I was too stupid to realize it. So that's cool.
I mean, that was that's defamatory as well.
Yeah, that's all right. No problem. I kind of consider it a badge of honor to be called stupid by a person like him, by an idiot. So
that privilege is really coming out strong.
Yeah, it comes out, huh? And it's okay. We know how to deal with it. There's ways to deal with it.
No, I just looked at it and just said to myself, I said, this guy got to be, thinking that nothing's going to go further.
I don't know what he's thinking, man. I mean, I think he's a different guy. I don't know him personally, but after the discussion and interaction I had with him, which was, he seems a little weird, but I mean, sometimes some people learn that the stove is hot by touching it, and sometimes some people never learn. So I'm not sure which one he category falls into, but we're gonna find out.
Right. So let me ask you this, because I don't know if I asked you this question, but as I listened to that telephone interview, one of the things that came out of this was the fact that he said, something about your gas station, da da da, and you said, "Do I know you?" Was there a previous interaction between you all?
I don't believe I've ever met this person in my life. And so, in fact, I talked to my staff afterwards, and in fact, we went through our legal files and everything to say that, we get slip and falls and stupid suits and stuff like that, and none of us have a record of ever dealing with this guy at all. So, I don't know, maybe he bought gas from us once or something. I have no idea who he is and what he was talking about, so...
That's what I was trying to get at. What was he talking about? Because it kind of threw you, too, because I think the next question that came out of your mouth is, do I know you?
Right. I have no idea who this guy is. But obviously he researched me or there's some little hall talk or whatever he's associated with, because, he's on the whole mantra. His last statement was, I'm related to Oliver and, my gas station discussion. So he's obviously a fan of mine in a backhanded kind of way, I guess, because he sure knew a lot about, or what he thought he knows about me. That's all the rumor mill stuff. So it's kind of weird, but, man, there's all kind of weirdos out there.
Yeah. I was just wondering how far does this go back and where does this come from? Because it sounds like a lot of animosity on his part.
Yeah.
That, is flying out here. They're just honestly sounding like a bunch of lies.
Yeah. I mean,
and how did Oliver even get involved in this?
I have no idea. In fact, I talked to Oliver about it. Oliver's like, man, I never heard of the guy before. And, he's like, why is he dragging me into this? And I was like, well, I have no idea. Nobody seems to know this guy and what he's talking about or what he's thinking about. But, Oliver's a public figure, so he tends to be a little more lenient on people, calling him names and stuff like that. But, we don't have to put up with that at all, and we took offense. We, as an ownership team, took offense to having us called out in the light that he did. It's the old adage that we're all criminals and this and that kind of thing. So, and even in the last statement that he sent to Paul Murphy, it was more of the same of we allow criminals to do whatever they want on our station to a certain extent. So that's okay. His day will come, and we'll look forward to that day. And we're not deterred. At the end of the day, we're believers in WBOK and what it stands for and its commitment. And we believe in talent like UG and the rest of our on-air talent because we think y'all are doing a great job. And we don't think that you're any less of a journalist. You're just not as much of a jerk as some of these other folks tend to be on the air. And I think you're as poignant in your questioning and reasonable and civil as any journalist that I know of. And I compliment you on getting the interview and then doing a great job as a result of the interview. So as part of the interview. So, but you're always going to have critics, and the higher you go up, the more your rear end is exposed. So that's just kind of how it goes.
Well,
but we know how to deal with that.
Yep.
We know how to deal with them.
Well, keep us updated on the latest, whatever that may be.
So we'll update our website. I'm not sure. I got to talk to Jeff, but I know we're going to put, we're filing that the bar action today on his bar license. And because there is a clause in the bar license that basically says you can't speak to a third party and misrepresent to a third party. It's Article 4.1, I think, of the Louisiana Bar Association's. And so we're going to file it based upon that. And
what is that again? It says what now? Because you just might have sparked something. Because how about the participation of any third party actions like that too? Because the host of the show is also has a Juris Doctor license?
Well, we looked at the interviewer from WWL, the whole thing, and we kind of talked about it a little bit ourselves, and we're not sure that the level of culpability that we would need to necessarily, pursue something with them was there. So we just went with who we knew was, without a shadow of a doubt, defaming us, and so that's kind of who we went at. That doesn't mean that we couldn't change our minds on that, but at this point in time, our real focus is on Mr. Schmidt.
Okay. All right. Keep me updated. Appreciate it.
Will do, G.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Keep up the great job, too.
All right. Appreciate it.
Okay, bro.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. We'll take the break. We'll come back. More in just a minute, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
New Orleans. This is Jamar McNeely, Chief Executive Officer in Inspire NOLA Charter Schools. I'm excited to invite you to an incredible event you don't want to miss. The NOLA Love, Inspiration, Advocacy Rally featuring legendary Bishop T.D. Jakes. Join us on September 6th at 10 a.m. at Xavier's Convocation Center as we come together to uplift our community, inspire change, and advocate for the future of our youth. This is your chance to be a part of something truly powerful. RSVP now at inspirenolaschools.org. We'll see you there.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, an on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Bro, you can't do me like that.
Oh, dude, I am laughing at you, not you.
What just happened?
I just had a phone call.
I'm sorry?
I just had a phone call.
About?
It was venting. It was somebody's venting. Somebody's upset.
About?
Somebody's drawers is up their booty. They got a G-string up their wedge. They're really upset. But they didn't want to leave their name. They didn't want to leave their name. They just called to vent to me like I'm somebody. Like, dude, if you want to vent, call and talk on the radio. You called the radio station, so you have the number. So don't call and badger me with the nonsense that's stuck in your head. Call and speak across the airwaves.
What was it?
Banter.
About
what's going on.
And
I'm not going to repeat anything that was just said.
share kind of.
No, it was a bunch
you
of.
caught me off guard.
It was just rambling just now about y'all should do this, y'all should do that. Yeah, it was just rambling. Somebody's offended, and they called to try and vent. So they sitting there, and their little feelings are hurt. So I suggest they go get a box of Kleenex and go blow their nose. Harvey Dent.
So my whole point has been and is, because I am going to move on to my next subject as well. Sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. You have to take the ugly and you have to make sure that you understand something, that they thinks that it's going to be just that, their way or no way. And then when you go against them, you're going against the grain, and they all say the same thing. And that is, who do you think you are? That's what that is. Who do you
Bruh,
think
I'm telling you, this is becoming, this is moving from, to me, just to me, I'm strange. This is moving from being disrespectful to being downright hilarious to me.
Privilege.
Yes, because it's funny that they really think that
privilege.
Yes, it's hilarious, bro.
Who do you
think
you are?
Yes, it's hilarious.
Who do you?
Dude, no, who are you?
Who are you? And who do you think you are?
Man.
Who do you all think?
That's the one right there.
Right.
But y'all about to find out.
Yeah. So that's why it was important for us to have that conversation with the owner, because he ain't letting it go. He's not letting it go. To make the point that sometimes it will take the court of law to show you better than we can tell you. And that's why I said, yeah, we're going to leave it alone. And leaving it alone, that's why I don't want you to play nothing about no Harvey Dent and all the rest of it, because I don't want us to become liable.
Okay.
At all. You understand where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
I just was saying he looked like him.
No.
He do.
No, listen to me.
I can't say he looked like somebody.
Ain't no need. And you know why? Because you giving them the what you call it.
But it's true.
Don't matter.
Ma'am? No, ma'am.
Huh?
You just said no, ma'am?
No, I said don't matter.
Oh. Things like that happen when I'm trying to answer the phone and talk at the same time.
That's all right. You're doing a good job of that. Some things take care of themselves. This seems to be one that will take care of themselves. Ain't no need to give them something to retaliate on. Nothing.
All right, so no guacamole talk.
Well, you might be able to do the guacamole talk. But ain't no need. Some things that we've already heard will take care of themselves. And let me throw this into it. Then you're really going to understand where I'm going. Some things because you never know who's listening. You know that. Sitting on that side of the table, you already know.
I know that much.
Yeah. You already know. And what you already know, you never know who's listening. So what does that tell you?
That somebody's listening?
Tells you that you getting under their skin.
Oh, that phone call just let me know.
Yeah.
That we
under their skin.
No, we beyond the skin. We like under the flesh. We like Soldier Slim used to say, to the bone gristle.
I don't care. And you don't care. So, let it go. Oh, I got folks?
Yeah, you got folks. And I didn't say what I had to say.
Hey, Ron.
What's going on, man? You can hear me?
Yeah, bro. What's happening with you?
Man, what's going on, man? You know, I found it quite interesting that when the Orange Man, right, when he made that video on that bus, and he said, you know, grab women by the cookies. Remember that? The very next day, Tic Tac, because you know when they made that video, they was eating on Tic Tacs, right? Tic Tacs came out and said everything he said, they ain't got nothing to do with us. We just want to clear ourselves from all this. But for the other station not to say nothing, like that just shows, you know, the type of arrogance and the entitlement that they have as well, you know.
Yeah.
But it just shows the power that we have as it relates to us being over here for WBOK, you know.
And look,
really do show.
I know my audience. I know who my audience is. I also know anybody else's audience. I'm not no dummy. I've been doing this 40 years. And I've looked around and I said to myself, you know, I know what we need to get to be able to get advertisers, but I also know who's listening. And some people are listening because they want to get the information. Some people listen passively that don't hear what you say but got us on. The other folks are listening because they want to be that they want to be the voice for other folks to defend the other side, whatever. But I also have folks that are listen to me or listen to this radio station because of the fact that they like what they hear. Those are the folks that we're broadcasting to. You know, other folks listen so that they could be a thorn in your side. And then the other folks that's listening right now, that's fine too. Thank you for the time that you spend listening to us.
Most definitely. And also, I heard that you was going over your over the list of the people you train. You also trained my cousin.
Who's that?
DJ Twin.
Yep.
You know?
I saw Twin at the funeral, as a matter of fact. Yep.
Yep.
So.
All right, my brother.
We've been through
Keep on giving them head.
All right, brother. Always good.
Later on.
Talk to you in a minute. Email man.
Yo, good afternoon, G and Jazz.
What's going on with you?
Well, I ain't gonna hold you up. Mr. Carter put it very eloquent about that whole situation, and G, you're handling like a 100. Tell Jazz to hold on to his tennis shoe because he's about ready to jump out the chair.
He about to jump out the chair.
Yeah, right. You're doing the right thing, like you say. It done been said, it been done. All right, that's it. Let everything else take course. Because, see, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for something to put a little ammunition on top of something else.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing right. But you see, like you say, if more of us had that I would say that knowledge and a little dignity when they come out crazy, you know, instead of going crazy with them, you go to a different route with them. Right.
Yeah. So
yeah.
It takes care of itself. It takes care of itself.
Right. Everything take care of itself.
And we can come back later and we be the ones laughing.
Right. You know. But anyway, that's what I wanted to voice my opinion about. But yeah, G, keep it up, bro. You on the go, and tell Jazz hold on to his tennis shoes. Everything gonna be good.
All right, bro. Talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Yes, indeed. You got your tennis shoes on?
Nice and tight.
Nice and tight?
Nice and tight.
Hold on to them.
They nice and tight.
I'm
all right.
I'm all right. You got your Jordans on?
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right.
He got on his Air Force Ones. That's what he got. He got on his Air Force Ones. That's what that is. So I've gotten to the point, and I don't know if this is age. It probably is. And this ain't for everybody, so y'all, I know that y'all probably be like, wait a minute, him? That's the dude that usually get on the air, and he had the problems. There are certain things that I know that I can't change. Attitude, what you believe. I need to check that one. Attitude, what you believe, and who you are. I can't change that. Who you are shows every single day. who you are and what you believe in shows every single day. Whether you don't think it does or you think it does, it shows every single day. Who you talk to and who you are kind of really goes into the same realm. Because let me ask you this. If Mr. Smith really wanted everybody to know about his case and what he did with Miss Bro, he did a sit down with those other organizations. He did a conversation with the other TV stations. He did a conversation with WWL Radio. He ain't do one with us. So what you believe and who believes you, it's the same thing that I'll tell anybody that's an advertiser. You like my people to buy your products, but you don't want to spend no money with us to advertise to those people. You would rather go to the other side and get a portion of those folks that watch, that call themselves, and in the terminology of the marketplace, it's called general market. But I love you black people because they are general market, but you don't consider them general market. And then when it comes to advertising, black radio, television, media gets the set-asides. We get the amount of monies that y'all set aside for us, so we don't even get a full slice of the pie. Hey, Miss Pamela.
Hey there. How are you all doing?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing good, baby. Let me cross the street. I'm walking to my car. But I just wanted to say, you remember this old church hymn, Peace Be Still?
Peace be still.
Yes, sir. And that's what you do. You sit and you watch and let God. Peace will be still. God's got this, just like he's got everything else that's going on.
Mm-hmm. I do.
The way...
Go ahead.
The way he was disrespectful, the way he spoke to us, even as an audience, pissed me off.
The way he what?
I mean, how you just, it's like he was saying, stay in your place. Hold up, bro. Where you coming from?
Right.
You're talking to another grown man.
Right.
And you're talking to an audience full of women and men. So when you disrespect my people, you've disrespected me. Now we got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But yet still I say, peace be still.
There's more to come.
We could go there.
There's more to come, but there's no need, and that's why I was telling, look, Jazz ain't my son, and I don't try to direct him in any path. But I do know in this case, sometimes you don't have to throw no gas. You don't have to throw no gas on the fire.
Exactly.
It's gonna burn out.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
And what we got to make sure is that we don't get no burns in the process.
Exactly, baby. Praise God. Now you said a mouthful. There you go.
That's all.
That's all. And that's all I wanted to say. I love you guys. I'm a sister. I'm gonna back you. I don't care what. I'm gonna back you because right is right. And these suckers over here is wrong as two left shoes.
There you go. Thank you, Miss Pamela.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
All right, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, you heard? Peace be still. And she was walking, so she got us in her ear. So she walking and she got it in her ear. She was crossing the street. That's it. Be careful, Miss Pamela. Be careful. So we good? We done? We letting peace be still? Because I got another story at some point in time I got to bring up. I just need to know when to change it. Because once I change it, I'm just letting everybody know now. Don't be calling me later on talking about something. Let me tell you what happened with this and this. No. Get it in now. Because I'm getting ready to change the whole topic of conversation.
All right, well, before you change the topic, I'm hungry. You want something? I'm going to the store. Going to get some guacamole.
You couldn't resist, huh?
I couldn't. That was the last one. I just couldn't. It's done. I am hungry, and I like guacamole.
Said, bruh.
I do.
Bruh.
All right. It's a crime?
No, I'm not crying. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, is it a crime for me to like it?
Mm-mm.
All right, then. I'm just saying.
I just don't want to have to check your integrity and what you said. Because you ain't telling me you hungry and you like guacamole just to be telling me that.
I'm hungry and I want some guacamole.
Mm-hmm.
And the
I don't
chips.
care if you're sitting there trying to look serious at me. When you
I'm serious. My stomach is growling in here.
Mm-hmm. What they got to do with anything?
Because that would really feel it is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to stop eating all the foolishness, all that fried food and all that. I need to stop that. I need to start eating things.
And this conversation came up in what context of what we were talking about?
I was talking about guacamole.
Yeah, and the context of what we were talking about, what does that
it just,
have to do?
You know things just, things just pop into my head. I was hungry.
You was hungry?
I am hungry. So if anybody out there in WBOK land wants to stop and drop some food off, I just told y'all what I want.
So now you soliciting guacamole?
I would love some guacamole right now.
I hope the people don't bring no guacamole.
I hope they do. I absolutely hope they do. I'll put it on the camera.
Cause
I'll put it on the camera.
No, sir.
I won't eat it on camera because we're not supposed to eat in the studio. But I'll show the camera.
When did that start? I just as much doo-doo you eating on the camera. When did that start?
I don't know what you talking. I don't know what you talking about right now.
Of course you don't.
Huh?
Of course you don't. All right. So we can move on. You and your guacamole, I can move on?
Yeah, you can move on.
All right. So nobody need to call me? You need to let them know now because I'm moving on from this subject altogether.
G-Man is moving on from this subject. So
don't call me about
504-582-9422.
You want me to wait till 3 o'clock?
You got to. I mean, we
about
go to
15 minutes.
We go to the break in 5 minutes.
We go to break
got
in 5 minutes. So you want to go on and finish talking about your guacamole then?
Nah, I'm done. I don't care talk about guacamole for 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's gonna make me hungry.
Oh Lord Jesus. The things that we have to go through. Who would ever thunk that there would be a radio show right in the middle of the afternoon talking about guacamole? Oh, let me tell you
have you eaten guacamole?
In the middle of the afternoon on the radio?
No, just period. Have you eaten guacamole, period?
Sure.
Do you like guacamole?
Sure.
Then you understand what the excitement is.
No, that has nothing to do with the excitement of you and guacamole. You're making a reference to a whole point.
I don't know what you talking about.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. That's your total denial. Mm-hmm. And the baddest part about this is you have the audacity to be looking at me with a serious face.
Because I'm
as
serious.
You're talking about guacamole.
Because I'm serious. I am actually. Watch this. Please, WBOK, somebody, stop at one of these stores and get your boy some guacamole and chips.
All right. So we just got word 1 minute ago online. Troy Henry, one of the owners of the Equity Media, has submitted the lawsuit and bar complaint. We just got that word from him. He just put it up, submitted.
So I'll be quiet now.
You ain't guacamole.
I'll be quiet now.
Okay. So I got a telephone call last night. I tell you, my phone was blowing up last night. I got another telephone call, and it was from Roland Martin. Roland called me on my cell last night. He was talking to me about, because he was here this past weekend, and he was talking about some of the things he asked. He said, "Man, I tell you." And before I go into the conversation itself, I do want to give him my condolences. I don't know if anybody knows this. I think some folks know this, but everybody may not know that he lost his sister last week. His sister passed, and
did not know that.
His sister passed last week, and he also came down here anyway to host a Mother's Love banquet. I Am a Man over at the Hyatt. He still did it anyway. even though their sister passed. So my condolences to our good friend Roland Martin for the loss of his sister. But I did want to talk a little bit about the conversation that we were having. And that was because he asked me, he said, I'm reading some articles about New Orleans and Louisiana. He said, I got to ask you, what is it that your governor is trying to prove with voting? I said, if you do some research and you find that out, could you call me and let me know, even though that I live here? Because I just think it's pretty much craziness. Craziness that you're filing executive orders to prevent voter fraud. And you have the Attorney General sitting right beside you saying that, yeah, y'all go out there and you try to register to vote and you're fraudulent, you're going to get arrested. What? So one of the reporters asked the Secretary of State, who was also there, Ms. Landry, how many cases of voter fraud have we had? You would think because of the honest, I guess, push of this, we're going to arrest you if you try to register to vote and you fraudulent or you're not supposed to be da-da-da-da. And I think that there is such a fixation on folks that are from other countries that this has gone to another level. So as they were asking Ms. Landry, who is the Secretary of State, how many folks has there been that have tried to register to vote that are illegal aliens? She said since 2022, there have been 48 people that tried to register to vote and may have been in voter fraud. I said 48. For the entire state of Louisiana that has over 2 million people registered to vote? And it's 48? Nobody could give the percentage of what that is, though. But I'm like, what? That's it? That's been since 2022. So that out of 2 years, you're telling me that what? 24 people each year? Out of 2 million? Here's the other deal. Have you all, and I'm talking to everybody, I need to hear from you all in the next hour, 3 o'clock. Have you all checked to see, is your name removed from the voter rolls? I don't want to hear no, because you know I vote every year. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying. And the reason why I say somebody lying is because we have not gotten past 15 to 20% of the people that are registered to vote in this city or this state in the last 4-5 years. Somebody lying. All right, let's take a break. We'll take the break here. We'll come back with more of your telephone calls. 504-582-9422.
Hey, everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks.
And Kimber White Dupree.
From the front Report, y'all. You know how we do. Every Monday is Movie Monday.
And Tuesday is Trivia Tuesday.
And y'all know we have nothing but bad cheering coming through here on Wednesday.
But stick with us. On Thursday, we travel.
That's right. And Friday's Free Your Mind Friday, so get your brass up.
Something on your mind? Want to get it off your chest?
Holler at your people. WBOK 1230 AM, the station you listen to.
All day long.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon to What's Growing New Orleans. Hosted by Angel Vanderpool, What's Growing New Orleans is a weekly conversation about developing and growing Black businesses throughout the region. Brought to you by the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to school, families and scholars. NOLA Public Schools is excited to kick off another exciting year of learning, growth, and success. Our dedicated teachers have been preparing all summer to provide an engaging and enriching experience for every student. Let's embrace new challenges, celebrate achievements, and make this school year the best one yet. Stay connected with your school and NOLA PS by visiting our social media channels. Here's to a year filled with curiosity, creativity, and community. Attend today, achieve tomorrow.
All right, folks. No.
I'm just saying, I'm bored.
No.
I'm bored.
No.
I'm bored.
No.
Okay.
Just like you did me yesterday. Why you got me reversing that? No. No.
All right.
No.
I understand when someone is correct.
I know, but then why I gotta keep saying no? All right. I gotta read this story, bro, and then let everybody kind of really understand it, because I really don't think that everybody is paying attention to this. So 2 days ago, this came from staff writer from Elise Field from NOLA.com. 2 days ago, state agencies that provide voter registration forms and assistance must also include a notice that says non-citizens are not permitted to vote in Louisiana. Governor Jeff Landry announced that Monday in the state's latest bid to tighten its voting protocols ahead of the 2024 presidential election. Landry signed an executive order requiring that notice Monday. The order also instructs the state of office and motor vehicles to share with the Secretary of State's office the names of non-citizens and non-permanent residents of Louisiana, an estimated more than 40,000 people, to ensure their names are not on the voter rolls. And quotes here, it says, the right to vote in the United States elections is a privilege that's reserved for American citizens. Landry's order, issued just 2 months before the November presidential election, its part codifies existing practices. It is illegal for non-citizens to vote in federal and state elections, and the state already uses data from the Office of Motor Vehicles and Social Security Administration to verify those who register to vote, said Secretary of State Nancy Landry, who joined Landry Monday and so did Attorney General Liz Merrill. The Secretary's office also cross-references voter rolls with jury questionnaires that indicate citizenship status, and said the Secretary. Landry also reported Monday that 48 non-citizens have been removed from Louisiana voter rolls over the past 2 years. 48? Ooh, in 2 years? How many is that a year? 24? 24 a year? Out of 2 million people? Good Lord. That's a whole bunch of people. Out of 2 million. Krista Green, president of League of Women Voters in Louisiana, said that figure, a tiny fraction of the roughly 3 million registered voters in the state, suggests Landry's move is unnecessary. It just seems like such a heavy hammer to wield to get a very limited number of people who are registering while non-citizens and perhaps only going to because they're not clear what the form is being handed to them when they get a driver's license or ID. Still, Nancy Landry and Merrill joined the governor in trying the need for executive action to problems with illegal immigration at the southern border, with Landry calling it an extra layer of protection. The move is also in keeping with some similar moves in Virginia, Idaho, and Republican-led states ahead of the match between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump, where Republicans have made concerns about non-citizens voting and illegal immigration at the southern border and central campaign issues. Wow. Election integrity. That's what we're going to talk about. 504-582-9422. So, because one of the things that I'm noticing before we go to break is that there are a lot of these little issues that are in that dossier of a book called Project 2025. It's looking like we're taking pieces of it and install it in Louisiana law already. We'll talk about that in a minute. News is next, y'all.
WBOK 1230 AM New Orleans, home of the reality check, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m.
This news report is brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Records of Black Dalton, Illinois Mayor Tiffany Henyard's spending are now public. WGN-TV recently received a court order to access the documents that showed that Henyard, who was also the Thornton Township supervisor, spent tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars on first-class flights, Uber Eats, high-end hotels, and more. Mayor Henyard's lawyer says his client is not responsible for the spending, but her top aide, Keith Freeman, is. WGN reports that Henyard charged more than $67,000 to township credit cards for out-of-town travel in 2023. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is offering his own money as a reward for information leading to the driver involved in a hit-and-run that killed a groom a day before his wedding. Adams, who was black, says he's putting up $1,000 in the case and expressed confidence the suspect will be caught. Police say the driver was going the wrong way when two vehicles collided head-on last Saturday in Manhattan. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
New Schools for New Orleans wants to welcome all of our teachers, school leaders, students, and families back for the 24-25 school year. In addition, we want to send a big shout out to our education community for all of their hard work this past school year. Orleans Parish improved students' learning mastery plus by 2 percentage points since last school year. Also, New Orleans Public Schools grew 3 percentage points in the areas of English language arts and math in all grade levels. Let's continue to make more academic gains this school year.
All right, folks, welcome back. What? Let me go ahead on and start it off with no. And by the way, did I say no?
I ain't even said nothing.
You had to. You neither the guacamole or the chips or all the rest of it. No.
My stomach wanted to say something.
You need to calm that thing down too.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Go ahead.
I really do.
See ya.
I need some help.
All right. Let me give you some help. No. They gonna help. Mm-hmm. All right. So my guest could not make it today because I was actually a little late in inviting them to the party, so I'm going to reschedule my folks from the Power Coalition. But we're going to make that happen. Because if you ever go to the Power Coalition of New Orleans, where their offices are right there off of Washington Avenue. But if you go to their website, what you have is them talking about getting registered to vote. They're talking about the election coming up and exercising your right and making sure you're doing that. But one of the things I wanted to discuss with you in this hour, did you all see the rhetoric, the actual stuff that you got to go through to become a voter or host a voter registration drive? You would think that anybody could get the voter registration forms, have you to fill them out, turn them into the register of voters, and then you got your voters, right? No, sir. No, ma'am. Anyone can go to the Louisiana Secretary of State website and browse the information that I'm getting ready to go over with you, which honestly should make anybody that want to do a voter registration drive feel a little different or indifferent. I want to read this part to you, and I really want your opinion about it. It should give you some pause. Now, I'm not talking about another state. I'm not talking about what's happening in Washington, D.C. I'm talking about any resident that lives within the confines, within the boundaries, within the state lines of Louisiana. We talking to you. If you live in New Orleans, I'm talking to you. If you live in Slidell, I'm talking to you. If you live in St. Bernard, St. John the Baptist, don't matter. If it stops at the parish line and has a comma and says so and so and so Louisiana, I'm talking about Louisiana. So according to the Louisiana Secretary of State, Nancy Landry, beginning August 1st of this year, all third-party registered voter registration organizations must register before conducting a third-party voter registration drive. Huh? Yeah. Check this out now. Beginning on August 1st, 2024, if you want to do a voter registration drive, all third-party voter registration organizations must register before conducting a third-party voter registration drive. Individuals and entities interested in conducting a third-party voter registration drive, third-party voter registration, third party. Well, what's a third-party voter registration drive? Meaning that I don't work for the state, meaning I don't work for your register of voters. I'm an organization that is out here just wants to do a voter registration drive. So, any entities interested in conducting a third-party voter registration drive must register with the Secretary of State's office or their parish register of voters office prior to conducting a drive by completing a voter registration drive contact form and submitting it to the Office of Register of Voters office. And they even got a statute that you need to pay attention to. That's LA Revised Statute 18-119. You may submit in person to the voter registers, to the Register of Voters, the Secretary of State's office, or by emailing the contact form back to outreach@sos.la.gov. A third-party voter registration drive is defined as the solicitation, distribution, or collection of voter registration applicants by a third-party voter registration organization. So let me explain that. Before I can go out here and tell you, I need to tell you, you need to be able to, hey, have you registered to vote? Before I can hand you that information to fill out, to get registered to vote, before I can collect it back from you, meaning that after you fill it out, you give it back to me, I got to be registered with the Secretary of State's office. Individuals and entities are considered to be a third-party voter registration organization if they solicit, distribute, or collect voter registration applications and are not required by law to do so. This is anybody. Individuals who seek to encourage or assist immediate family members in registering to vote do not have to register as a third-party voter registrar. So what you're trying to say? Well, if your mama is there and you're sitting there trying to get her registered to vote, you don't have to do all that. Now, if you need the information, you can hit the Contact Us page on the Secretary of State's website to receive important information about conducting a voter registration drive and to order voter registration applications. But you need to contact them first before you do a voter registration drive. Now, also in here, no individual or entity conducting a voter registration drive shall fill out information or another individual's voter registration application, except when providing assistance. No individual or entity can alter any information contained on the voter registration application. Voter registration applications submitted by applicants may contain private and protected information and cannot be copied or reproduced for any purpose other than fulfilling the person's duties relative to the registration of voters as provided by law. Now, I'm having a little issue, just a little bit. Just a tad bit. Just a little bit, a little something, something. Well, what you talking about, Gerard? The problem that I'm having with this is, and maybe it's just me with the, being the president of the conspiracy theory club. Y'all know I'm not just a member, I'm also the president. You're telling me in this whole scenario that you can't make copies. So what if, by chance, and then, now this is part of the conspiracy theory, I don't have a copy of none of my information that I filled out. I don't have any of that. And by some chance, you all are looking at my application. You say you can't understand what's going on, so you throw it out. What? Yeah. Because you say it's incomplete or something wrong. I'll be like, no, I didn't. I did it already. But I can't make a copy of it, so I don't have that information. That's a problem for me. Because nobody trusts the way that this system is being run. You trying to tell me I can't make a copy of my own information? Something wrong there. Here's the other part. Now, let me read this to you so that you can go through this and then y'all can comment on this. No individual or entity conducting a voter registration drive shall fill out information on another individual's voter registration application, except when providing assistance. No individual or entity can alter any information contained on the voter registration application. You then give them the reason to throw your application out. So, how about an elderly person can't do all the filling out of this information on that application? You have this going on, and somebody's granddaughter or great grandkids come up and fill that out for their grandmother or their grandfather. And the grandmother walks up and just signs it. But yet your handwriting doesn't look like mine. And I got my grandbaby to help me. And your rules say no individual or entity can alter any information contained on the voter registration application. How about if I said I need to change something? Huh? Alter could be.
Yeah, you said alter.
Yeah, alter could be so me changing something.
That's very gray. That's a very gray.
Yeah.
That's a very gray.
So am I opening up the door to allow you to look at my application, might see two different handwritings on that application because I needed my grandbaby or somebody to do all the rest of the stuff, and she or he could just, the grandmama or whoever could just sign it.
Right. But if they put a 5 instead of a 6, and then somebody go and change it back to the 5,
it's altered.
Is that
now I have opened up the door to throw out.
So the question is, do you have to throw that one out? Yeah, that's what that's the question. I have opened up throw that one out and start over again.
When they gonna throw it out?
No, I'm saying it would have to. That are you saying that it's on the person to stop and start over again?
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
But how about if I have already mailed it in, thinking that I'll be able to go to my polling place to vote, but my application was looked at, and you may see Democrat on it, and you Republican, and you don't want to have all them Democrats in there voting in the first place, or vice versa. Let me be fair. And then when I get up and go and vote, I'm not on the voter rolls.
I like how you did that.
What?
Being fair.
Oh yeah, be fair.
Left wing, right wing.
Same bird.
Yep.
Same bird. So voter registration applications submitted by applicants may contain private and protected information and cannot be copied or reproduced for any purpose other than fulfilling the person's duties relative to registration of voters as provided by law. Got a problem with that one too. It says voter registration applications submitted by applicants may contain private and protected information. Okay. So if I submitted it, it's more than likely my private information. But you're telling me that I can't copy it for my own benefit. So I can't copy it because you're telling me that it's private information, but it's my information. So I can't copy my own application to submit it to you. So I need to be able to submit it to you for my own benefit because somebody might say that I did something wrong on the application, and I'll be like, well, I got a copy of it. Just show me what I did.
Loopholes.
All completed voter registration applicants received by a third-party voter registration organization must be turned into the parish register of voters within 30 days of receipt of the completed application or by the close of registration for the next election, whichever occurs first. And I can go with that one. Give it, if you fill it out and you're giving it to an organization that's doing a voter registration, yeah, they should be able to turn that information into you to the register of voters within 30 days, so that you'll be registered to vote. Please turn the completed registration forms into the register of voters office in the parish in which the applicant resides. LA Revised Statute 18-1461 and Revised Statute 18-1461-7 for prohibited activities related to voter registration. Violators shall be fined not more than $2,000 or be imprisoned with or without hard labor for more than 2 years, or both for the first offense. I was like, damn, for the first offense? For the first offense. Yep. What'd you say, Leon?
Roy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh boy. Let's talk about loophole, Leon. Okay, Gerard, let's say like I do all those above.
Did you just call yourself
contact them? I let them.
Did you say loophole, Leon?
There you go. And I decide to sign the document with my right hand. Let's say I'm registered to vote. Somebody come to me and I sign the document with my right hand, and my hand with the hurting, so I'm gonna use my left hand to finish the last part of Leon.
Looks like it's altered.
Okay, do that. Is that altered? Because it was me who signed it. See where I'm going with that? It's BS.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably just how can I go down there? Do I have to be indigent, fill out them forms and file a lawsuit against this, since that little policy they just made? How do we get that in layman's terms?
I don't understand it, but it's on the Secretary of State's website under the Organize a Registration Drive. But it says beginning.
It ain't my little grandbaby. Well, they can't write yet anyway.
Right. I understand.
It's me. Yeah. That's where I'm at with it.
But the other part of this, I don't know if anybody got a chance to see the press conference. Press conference is what drove me, because the news reporter, after they said what they had to say, after Governor Landry said what they had to say, then Nancy Landry sat up and said, yeah, because we've had, incidents of voter fraud and and then the reporter said, well, how many cases of voter fraud have you had? And she said, since 2022, we've had 48. I was like, that's 3 million people in the state of Louisiana. You only had some issues of 48? That's it?
That's voter, to me, that's voter suppression. That's another way of them, trying to limit those people to utilize their right to vote.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
They hide it and they hide it right. They showing it and hiding it right in your face, in front of your face.
But I guess my question would be, why do this executive order right now? And you know that people are, and I can place it somewhere in the Project 2025 playbook. This seems to be one of the plays out of the Project 2025 book. So, I don't know. All right, Leon. Let me get into this commercial.
Look at Gerard. I'm gonna leave my number with your answer. I'm gonna call the call taker, and reach out to me. I got something for you.
I am put you on hold. I'll put you on hold.
All right.
All right, folks. We gotta take the break. More coming up. We gotta take the break right quick. Leon want to leave his number. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Hey, this is Steve Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
This is Andronica Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
Oh, boy.
We could go for drinks.
No.
Oh, just saying.
Yeah.
Margaritas.
No.
They go good.
No.
Perfect match.
No. I did a double no. That was a no.
I know a good spot too.
No.
Right over there by the old crib in the American Can.
No, sir.
They got the little spot downstairs.
No, sir.
They got a good dip. And good margarita.
All right. No.
Trying to put you on.
I understand. Thank you, player. All right, folks.
Ask John. John to tell. As a matter of fact, John put me on that spot.
Okay.
Ask him. I'll tell you, it's good.
I bet. Help us, Jesus. Mm-hmm. Take the wheel. All right, 504-582-9422 is the number. Alicia.
Good evening. Yeah, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are they saying that you cannot turn in a copied form, or you cannot keep a copy of your form?
So that's why you heard my example of, wait a minute, hold on. So I'm not supposed to make a copy of my form after I fill it out, because if I go to, let's say I go down to my polling place to go register to vote, even though I've done all the work and filled this out and sent it in, had to be in 20 days prior to the election, and I'm expecting it to be in, and then when I get there, my name is not on the polls, on the register of voters polls, and I'm wondering why, and they'd be like, well, you didn't do your, you didn't fill out the application correctly. I'd be like, well, that's what you say, but I have a copy of it to let you know that I did. Did y'all throw it out or what? So
exactly.
My issue is I don't trust none of them bastards right now.
Exactly.
I ain't mean to say that, but I don't. I don't trust none of them, but I need to be able to say, look, no, you're lying. I have my own copy right here. Here's a copy of it. But if I got a copy of it and I break it out, am I now breaking the law?
Okay. Well, this is my thing on that. You know how they say a law is a law until it's challenged? And if it is exactly how you and I think that they're trying to say, we can't keep a copy to prove that they are doing some nefarious things, well, we would have to challenge them, because I know, everybody else knows they are serious about the voter suppression.
Yep.
We, the group New Orleans United Front, they had a town hall. There was Representative Delisha Boyd, Representative Matt Willard, and Senator Royce Duplessis. They gave a phenomenal presentation, question and answers to the public who did not know what the heck was going on with that. Maybe, if I could suggest you bring them on, maybe you need to do a whole show on that so people would know. But I tell people all the time, make sure you're on the rolls. They have people that I know personally, and they're all elderly, and I think they're messing with the elderly people. I was seeing people who are there telling them they're not active. I went down to City Hall to turn in some applications, and I asked the question, oh, no, we don't do that. They probably never voted in a long time. No, ma'am. This is a chronic voter. and I know the person is a chronic voter because that's one of the people that will call me if I don't call them to find out how we voting. I said, so I think you all are targeting these seniors, but the seniors are more apt than they think they are. But I think with that, we need some clarification on that. And if that is the issue, it needs to be challenged to get that law, because it makes no sense. I have a right to keep a copy of anything that I send in to you.
Right.
And if you say I don't have and I'm proving that I do have, what's that thing? Dr. White always says something in the water ain't clean. And we should not have to be arrested or in any trouble because I'm proving that you're trying to suppress my vote.
I'm sorry, I'm doing two things at one time, but Jazz just bought me a thing of guacamole in here. Somebody has dropped off guacamole at the radio station, and I'm like,
look, I would like to tell Miss. I would like to thank Miss Pamela for bringing that guacamole to me. She really helped me out.
I just saw her leave.
She's gonna help me get through the rest of the day because I'm now being nourished with guacamole.
Is she bought more than one?
No, that's for me.
Avocado is not my friend.
But look, I need to go. I need to give you this. Under the Secretary of State's website, go under the subsection in the left-hand corner called Get Involved. And under that, when you click on it, it gives you a click down of different subject matter. That would be under Organize a Registration Drive. I know I'm giving you a whole lot here in this.
But no, I'm a member of OBDEC. I'm an elected member of OBDEC, and that's one of the things that I've been pushing voter registration. My problem is that people that look like you don't want to register because they say that they don't want to do jury duty. And I have registered more Palestinians, more people from Yemen, because they know the power in the vote. I just can't get you people to do it. And when I do get them to sign up, I have to actually educate them to knowing the right person to vote for, and if you don't vote for them, all the benefits that they lose. Mm-hmm. But the other ones, Miss Alicia, me want to vote. And I registered them.
Man, that sounded fun. Just like me want to vote. But the voter registration application submitted by applicants that are what they call third party may contain private and protected information and cannot be copied or reproduced for any purpose other than fulfilling the person's duties relative to registration of voters as provided by law. So my question in that whole little subsection of what they have marked as important is, are you talking about the third party folks can't make copies of it, or are you telling the folks that filled out the application that they can't make? Because that is not clarified.
Good question.
Because I want to be able to say I made a copy of my own stuff, or the third party made a copy of it and gave it to me. So there's a lot of gray area there. And if the third party made a copy of it and gave it to me, and somebody tells me that, tells the register of voters or the Secretary of State that, does my stuff still get thrown out? And then are you liable because you now have a registered voter that said, hey, the third party person made a copy for me. Now you have violated what they've stated, and now you go to jail.
Well, I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of the MAGAs, and I strongly suggest that people go check. I don't care if you've been voting like this gentleman, vote every election. Check your status. You can check your status on Go Vote, GEAUX, vote, and vote early. I'm not going to say often, but vote early. Don't wait till election day. And I know the seniors, they like to wait till election day because they get to see their friends they hadn't seen in a while. Mm-hmm. But don't wait till election day. Go vote early so if there's any issues, you have time to fix those issues.
Yeah. Good enough.
Yeah, I have a good one.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it. All right, Mr. Bill.
Hey.
What you say? How you doing?
Routine. these individuals, the Republicans, MAGAs, and so forth, they have been striving to change the whole voting thing from the beginning. They have come up with reasons and excuses to make changes on registration and all, like the situation you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen these raids that took place in Texas?
Yes. Yeah.
On,
well, that was one of the main reasons that made
folks?
me. That's one of the main reasons that you're talking about for the Latino folks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to make sure I did this conversation.
The main reason they think folks are crossing the border is to come here and register to vote. Now, here I am. I have snuck across the border, get in the U.S., and the first thing I want to do is to register to vote.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Be serious about this thing.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's say like, for instance, my sibling, glaucoma. I do the circling in the little spots and what have you and whatnot. That wouldn't be logical for her to do with her vision and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And matter of fact, I had to get her. I forced her to register to vote by mail.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to. Now, the lighting in the voting machine with someone who has glaucoma, they wouldn't be able to function in there on their own.
Let me ask you this: Have you tried this too, to run your name through the Secretary of State's website to see if you are still registered to vote, since they did and trying to do this purge of names from the voter rolls?
I have difficulty with this particular banged up phone that I have to get into certain situations, but I best be registered.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a show on this prior to everybody getting early voting going. So
you talking about chronic voters? I'm a chronic voter.
Yeah. Well, let me go ahead and say this because I think Alicia brought it up as well. We are doing a show on this voting.
Okay.
This is actually going to be on September the 5th. We're going to do it at Xavier University. I know last year we did it with our young folks about why they don't vote. Probably going to do a whole bunch of that again, but we have Delisha Boyd who's going to be a part of it. Councilman Troy Carter, who's going
programs. Yeah.
I said councilman, but Congressman Troy Carter is going to be a part of that. Senator Royce Duplessis has already agreed that he's going to be on it. We got Dr. Shepard. I got students that are coming from Dillard University as well. Seyon Quiet, Dr. Seyon Quiet is coming. I got a lot of folks coming to do this, and we're going to do a live broadcast from Xavier University, from the UC. I know Oliver Thomas was with us last year as well. So we got a lot of folks that we got, but the date is on September the 5th from 1 until 4.
Very good.
Very good. So that'll be some of the stuff that, we haven't put together all the increments about what's going to be on the agenda for those 3 hours, but it's coming.
With Vice President Harris being at the top of the ticket now, the youngsters have gotten involved in many, many places. You saw the number of youngsters at the convention, hoopling and rah-rahing and enjoying themselves and getting active. Hell, my daughter is in Texas, and she's involved in registering folks on weekends at beauty shops and barber shops in her area, so.
Cool then. All right, Mr. Bill. Always
Okay,
good, my friend.
You. Be good. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later. The councilman's on the phone with us, too. Councilman Oliver Thomas on the phone with us. Councilman?
Yeah, hey, good evening, G. How you doing?
Good.
Man?
How you doing?
Hello to you, listener. I'm doing great, man. I had a great day, man. We just celebrated with different stakeholders and businesses $140 million for New Orleans East. We had our press conference today for all of the different initiatives that we put together, and also celebrated another month of low crime stats, man. So it was at our Reverend Barry H. Church, man, Household Faith. So it was absolutely a wonderful day.
Yeah. So let me ask you a couple of things about New Orleans East before we get into it. Because one of the things I did see you on the news, I think it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday, about the number of folks that are now starting to complain a little bit about the Sewage and Water Board or these boil water advisories.
The boil water advisories. We've had 3 in the last in the last month or so. Correct.
Well, what are you getting as far as information back from the Sewage and Water Board of why this is happening?
Yeah, well, this time it happened because of they were working on a main, and a piece of equipment broke and shattered one of the pipes, which affected the pressure. So once the pressure gets down to a certain amount, then it affects the quality of and the safety of the drinking water. Well, before the day was over yesterday, they had restored the pressure, but they just had to test to make sure that the water quality was potable and drinkable. So, but the boil water advisories, man, have been from Algiers to Uptown.
Right.
And though we experienced 3, the last one was citywide. The last 5 were not in New Orleans East.
Mm-hmm.
If you'll remember the couple they had Uptown a few weeks ago. So it's a system issue. And what did I say yesterday? At what point is the system reliable, right, so that we can depend on our utility systems, whether it's outages from Entergy or boil water advisories? We can't live here if we can't click on the lights, can't drink the water and flush the toilet. If we can't do that, we can't live here.
Right. You got some pushback. I don't know how much of it came to you, but you got a little pushback because of the article that you wrote, which I thought it was pretty comprehensible, and it was entitled NOLA 20, the project NOLA 2025. Care to give me some insight on why you wanted to name it? I don't know if anybody really got past the title instead of listening to the content.
Yeah, and we've discussed it. The good thing about it, once people read it, a few weeks ago, I had a whole NOLA.com article in the newspaper where they explained it to people about it had nothing to do with the Republicans. So it worked, right? From journalism and news.
Right. It captured the attention of the folks.
That is absolutely correct. But guess what? Mission accomplished. I knew the haters would come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once the haters came out, they would draw attention to the article, right? I think people forget, you and I in this journalist game, you want to know how to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once the haters came out, it got everybody's attention. Then the next thing was what? They had to read it. Guess what happened, G? Over 1 million reads, Papa.
Wow.
1 million. So what happened was the people who tried to use it and the headlines against me, man, once people read it, I had somebody some people came before public bodies, and it's on record, and said Oliver Thomas is the only person that has a plan for working class people and the people who are left out in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it wasn't political for me. I wanted to do a spoof on the Republican Project 2025, which is an effort to leave us out and discount us.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I used that caption and that title to get attention, and then I laid out, if you can invest in and include the disparaged community, especially the majority population, the American community, from economically, socially, and educationally, then guess what you'd have? You'd have a city where everybody was participating economically and socially. You wouldn't have to worry about the politics.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what, G? Guess how long it took me to write it?
It probably didn't take long because you've been talking about it forever.
It took me 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't need no campaign consultants.
Right.
I didn't have to hire anybody to write it up for me. And guess how long it's going to take me to fill it out so that we have details in every category? Probably about an hour.
Yes, indeed.
And you know why? People have no idea the stuff that we learn listening to people talk and reading all of those surveys and understanding what people want, not what campaign consultants and politicians want. So, man, look, some people say, man, if you'd have named it another title, but if I'd have named it another title, the haters and the political operatives never would have came out,
mm-hmm.
and it would not have gotten the attention that it got.
Yeah. Yeah, so even though they got the attention for the wrong reasons, the right reasons ended up being the
That is
award.
absolutely correct.
Because I would say the
95%
wrong
after that.
reason was just the attention that was brought to the title. But if they read the content, the content would have made everybody go, "Oh, okay, cool. I see what he's talking about."
Hey, and G, and I watched you because you're a master at this. How many times have you used the question or call out to perk up the lines,
right,
or to get people's attention about something really totally different from what you put the call out for?
And it works every single time.
And they bit.
Yep. Every single time. But look, I got to ask you this too.
1 million reads.
Yeah, I got to ask you this too because I know this was something that the entire radio station was concerned, and I know that talking to Troy earlier today with them, he has filed suit against attorney Justin Smith.
Correct.
We were a little surprised that Attorney Smith would come out and basically call on you to be who he was talking about, and you ended up being the target.
Yeah,
Did that surprise you?
It really didn't. And Dr. Ashanti Wyatt put it in context. And when we took a look at it, and when Troy and Jeff and I and others, when we took a look at it, it really goes in line with what they did a couple of years ago. You'll remember when the Times Tribune Advocate allowed the guest editorialist, right, to talk about taking me off the air and the fact that I need not be there, right? You'll remember when some folk in politics filed ethics charges against me.
Yes.
And we had to fight that. So as we went back and took a look at it, no, I shouldn't have been surprised. I was a little hurt at first, right? But it's part of a greater pattern, right? And I'll say this, and you know, I talked to some people, man, thank God for our community. Reverend McCaslin and many others, community people reached out over the last day. If I wasn't doing something right, or if we weren't doing something right at WBOK, why would they be worried about us?
Wouldn't be talking about us.
They wouldn't be talking about us at all.
Nope.
So this effort to hurt me and you don't just hurt me, you hurt my family, right? They've cost us income, and that's okay. I'm not a wealthy person. I don't need a lot to live off of, but I have kids and I have family and have people that I support. So no, and I have come to terms with it that as long as I'm considered a threat, as long as there's talk about me running for another office, the people who want to be king and their friends and people like institutions that don't understand or appreciate the ability for people to come back and still help their community, they're going to keep doing it. And like Dr. Wyatt and Jeff Thomas said, they're going to look, and many in the media, they're going to play as big a role as they can because evidently I represent some kind of threat. Because let me say this, I love what I do. From the day that you told me I could do it, right? We know that was over a decade ago. And I love my community. I know I'm not perfect. I know that I've made mistakes, but I've learned from them too.
Well, I think that the proof was in the pudding in what we've heard. I do think that the privilege ended up showing its ugly head and not backing down. But I do think that, you know, as I talked to the owners of Equity Media, they basically said the same thing today. We have filed, we have submitted our complaint and we filed suit. Right. So it's done.
Well, first of all, I think that was the beauty that I was really proud of, right? Yeah, y'all can try to, you don't have to appreciate us. You can try to hurt us if you want, but we're not scared. We ain't going nowhere. We have as much right to the airwaves of this city. We have much right to business and opportunity. We have as much right to participate in politics and business and the social aspects of this community, and we're not going anywhere. And I was so proud of the ownership. And look, I was proud of you, man, for the interview that you did, right? Because, you know, you took a chance because you've done it before. We've done it before. We've gotten people to come on the show that other people wanted to interview, but where did they feel safe? Where did they feel like they weren't going to get ambush journalism from?
Right. Not that I got your moments.
Yeah, and look, everybody who knows you know this is your business, right? You're going to ask the tough questions. You've asked them of me before. You're going to ask them of everybody. But you're not going to disrespect somebody and try to trap them if they give you an answer or if they choose not to answer.
Right.
And that's the beauty of what we do at WBOK. We don't have an agenda other than to get the information out. But you know what was crazy, G?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you had somebody who's considered racist or conservative or far-right Republican on your show that you interviewed just to give them a platform? It's because and let the people be the judge.
And had those people calling in telling me you stupid for having them on
and mad at you because you gave them an opportunity.
Yeah.
But that's what you do.
We got to hear both sides. So
look, you got to hear both sides to get to the side that's the real side.
There you go. There it is. I ain't gonna hold you to Councilman, but that's very good. I appreciate it, and I think that what was said was he didn't have no other way to go, so I had to say something about you.
Hey G, I'm celebrating. I'm really, me and my sister learning stuff. This is 2 days ago was the anniversary of my mom's death, right? And if T-Nettie was still alive, boy, she'd probably be mad at you since that goddamn Gerard got you on that radio.
That's all right. I heard that before.
She would be happy too.
I heard that before. So, all right, Councilman, thank you, man. We got to go
Thank
into
you,
our
man.
break, but I
Bless
appreciate
you.
you
All right,
much.
Papa.
I'll talk to you later. All right, we got to take a break, y'all. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. Get ready to wrap up the show. Get you ready for the sports report coming up at 4 o'clock. We got some other folks hanging on. More coming up next right here on WBOK.
This is Monica Pierre along with Sally Ann Roberts Daybone, co-host of Your Power is On.
Your Power is On gospel music show is coming on at a new time. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for music that feeds the spirit. Get your Sunday on.
Right here on WBOK 1230 a.m. and WBOK1230.com, the station you listen to
all day long.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 a.m.
With the presidential election on the horizon in November, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Does your vote actually count? I raise the question for those who choose to sit on their behind and whine rather than exercise their constitutional right to vote. The late civil rights leader and Congressman John Lewis in 2020, in a message directed to African Americans, stated, "The vote is the most powerful nonviolent change agent you have in a democratic society. You must use it because it is not guaranteed you can lose it." Congressman Lewis and a litany of African Americans, men, women, and children, risks life and limb in the fight to gain voting rights for Black Americans. A right, by the way, that was only granted to African Americans 59 years ago. I was 13 years old in March of 1965 as I watched Hosea Williams of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and John Lewis of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee organize a march for voting rights in the state of Alabama. 600 marchers were stopped at the infamous Edmund Pettus Bridge outside Selma by Alabama law enforcement officers and brutally beaten and bloodied in an attack that would go down in history as Bloody Sunday. Viewers who witnessed the attack were outraged. After a federal judge intervened, 300 marchers joined a second walk from Selma to Montgomery. Their powerful commitment aided the passage of the 1965 Voting Rights Act, 5 months later, passed by Congress and signed by then-President Lyndon Johnson. But here we are, 59 years later, folks, and the fight continues. In 2013, the U.S. Supreme Court reversed part of the Voting Rights Act, effectively removing federal oversight of state and local voting laws. Since then, several states have now enacted more restrictive and discriminatory voter laws, which include practices like strict photo ID requirements, reduced early voting, the elimination of same-day registration, and annual voter registration drives, and more. And yet I still hear these stupid conversations among some African Americans who decry that your vote doesn't count. I ask you, if that were the case, why are they trying so hard to keep you away from the ballot box? Your ancestors wanted the right to vote because It is the basis for democracy. When people have the right to vote, they are able to push the government to do things that benefit those people. So don't sit on your rusty, dusty behind and whine. Go vote, damn it. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Hey, checking in?
This is not just your flu shot appointment at Walgreens.
Yes. Uh-huh.
This is getting your entire family vaccinated in one trip.
Hey, Mom?
And a snack on the way out. Get flu shots for everyone in your family, together. Schedule appointments online today. This is wellness made easy. Walgreens.
Vaccine subject to availability and for ages 3+. State and health-related restrictions may apply.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Discover the Leah Chase School, NOLA Public School's first new direct-run traditional public school in nearly 2 decades. We offer excellence in math, science, English, and social studies, focusing on unlocking every child's potential. Every scholar receives a personal device, regular assessments, clear family communication, as well as transportation services in a nurturing, arts-inclusive environment. Secure your child's K through 5th grade slot today. Apply at enrollnolaps.com and embark upon a unique educational journey.
All right, folks, welcome back. A few minutes before we get to the sports report. Hey, Miss Jones. Miss Jones? We missed her? All right, Miss Jones, we missed you. George.
Man!
Yes, indeed. What's happening?
Bruh, I've been real hectic in and out my car and not being able to listen to the entire broadcast, but I got enough of the broadcast, bruh, to know that from now on, wherever y'all talking about that idiot guy, I don't want to defame the man because he's doing enough to defame himself. But Jazz ought to play that song, say, back that ass up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that need to be his theme song, bruh. I'm like, I might be oversporting it, but, bruh, the level of ignorance that are coming out of these people who not only don't care what they say, but they don't care what they say to defame black people. They feel so comfortable saying anything. And listening to the broadcast again of listen to how he was talking to your partners, right? Respectable black men, intelligent black men. And his dismissive nature that, we live in this place when you go right down to them talking about retooling your ability to register voters. That is the level of insanity that we live in. And I don't think that we really give it the credence of understanding that we should. To hear that outrageousness and to know that that's what we live with every day. We done become so numb to it, it ain't funny.
Well, I think one of the things that has happened, George, is that we need to get a level of clarity, and that level of clarity is not given intentionally. And that intentionalness, I think we give some folks the benefit of the doubt that really are actually trying to take advantage of you, knowing what they're doing, but thinking that you're not going to ask the hard questions. And then when you do, they were like, well, who do they think that they are? Because of the ethnicity of the people. So that's what, makes me go, how dare you? That's why I think that some of them have they just have that ambiance about them to say, how dare you? Because of who you are and what you are.
And on the platform that he used, right, the ex-sheriff of Jefferson Parish, who I don't think is all that squeaky clean either, right? But to use that platform is not only was he aiming his visceralness at reputable people, I think it's no more than just to try to boost up his network viewership of haters. On top of that,
oh well,
you know, a double. I mean, it's kind of like they don't care what they say. Like Trump going in and talking to all those black women like they were nobody.
Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, George, I said what I said. Troy's already said what he got to say. Listen to me. And all of this has already been submitted as far as the suit is concerned. I have nothing else to say about it. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Not until
all right, here we're going to go. If I got to end this conversation, this the way I got to end it. On my radio, on my cell phone, on my computer, next door at my neighbor house. If I ain't listening to Gerard G-Man Stevens on WBOK on the reality check and with Jazz on the backboard, keeping it straight, I'm going to miss the black facts I need to know. I don't care what they say.
Bye, George. Bye.
Is that the way that the black facts I need to know?
Goodbye, George. Goodbye.
I love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And you, Mr. Smith, did you hear that? These are black facts, baby.
Oh, Jesus. Goodbye. Yes, indeed. All right, that's going to wrap things up for me. Me and my black facts getting ready to walk out the door. I'm going in here to talk to Jazz for a minute. Miss Pamela, why you bring him some guacamole?
Because I was hungry. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me go get some right now.
You going to get some guacamole? No. Don't go nowhere. Turn me off. Goodbye, folks. Goodbye. See y'all tomorrow. Look, we're going to do the Katrina show tomorrow. The Katrina show tomorrow in the studio. Former Superintendent Michelle Woodfork. And on the other side, we'll be talking about his brand new book, former Superintendent of the NOPD, Warren Riley, both in studio. And we may have a surprise caller. I'll tell you about that tomorrow. Y'all got to tune in for that one. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good day.